Hello friends and welcome to my kitchen on the Oregon coast. Today I'm going to be making brown butter chocolate chip cookies, and I'm just going to get right to it. We're going to start browning the butter, and to this I have added a tablespoon of milk powder, and that's something that's really going to embolden the flavor even more by adding more milk solids to what you're browning. So we're just going to get this going. And I've already preheated my oven to 350 degrees. That is key because this recipe is nice enough that you don't have to chill it before you bake it. Thank goodness, right? So we are just going to, I'm stirring this to keep the milk solids moving. And as this melts, they will be more suspended and less likely to burn to the bottom. It will be fine. It will be fine. There we go. Now that already looks better. You can also wait for the butter to melt and add the milk solids once the butter has melted. This was just kind of in the interest of saving time that I did it this way. But either way will work just fine. All right, we've got this almost melted. I am just going to allow this to move and move and move. You want to keep this one moving because there's more to it than just regular butter. You have a few more parts that need to be moving parts, or they will sink to the bottom and burn before your butter is melted. Or, you know, before the rest of the milk solids in the butter have started to brown. So now we are getting our evaporation going, and the water is evaporating out of the butter. Butter has a lot of water in it. This particular brand that I use, Kerrygold, doesn't have as much. Irish butters and European style butters are generally higher in fat than the butter that we have in the US, just on our shelves. This is something you can get on a shelf in the US, thank goodness, right? So we're just going to allow this to do its thing here. It's going to continue to cook off all the water that's in the butter. Once it does that, it will foam up, and the foam is going to be more intense this time because I'm adding milk powder to it. So yeah, you can see that it looks more like, I don't know, you're frying flour almost, which is fine. And it's turning a nice tan color, which I like to see. I'm going to let it go a tiny bit longer because there were some that floated to the top. Oh, that smells amazing. All right, I'm taking it off right now. And we are just going to allow that to cool for a minute.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Beautiful. And you see none of it stuck to the bottom because I kept it moving. So, yeah, what you want to see is the tan underneath. You don't want it to be black. This is the color that you want for brown butter. And it's going to be really, really good because we added that extra little bit to it. So I'm going to go from here, and I am going to add about a scant teaspoon of salt to my mixture. This is 3/4 of a cup of, we're still trying to figure out this camera thing, 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar and half a cup of white sugar and 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm also going to add a teaspoon of baking soda. In this recipe, you don't need baking powder because guess what? Brown sugar has molasses in it. And what's molasses? What did we learn in some of my previous lessons here?
Invert sugar.
Yes, it is an invert sugar, which means it has an acid to it, which is going to react with the baking soda. And therefore, we do not, in this recipe, need baking powder. Sometimes you do still add both, But in this particular recipe, you don't need to. So I'm going to go ahead and break this apart and start to move things around here. And I'm going to move this up a little. All right. And we're just going to kind of get this going. My brown sugar was in the freezer because it doesn't turn into a rock if you put it in the freezer. That's the main reason I like to do it this way. You do still need to declump it though. So, and you can do this in a stand mixer if you want to. I just want to make a lot of things that I do accessible for everyone, and not everyone has a stand mixer. So that is why I do that. And you know, I think I'm actually going to do is sift this because it's still not breaking apart exactly the way I want it to. And we want success here, right? So we're going to sift it. This is why we sift, because it's not super precious in a cookie recipe like this one, but it's just good practice to make sure that your mixture is smooth. You want it smooth, baby. Smoother than Rob Thomas on a hot day with Carlos Santana. Which, yeah, I don't know. Was he really that smooth?
I think not.
I actually didn't like him that much. There we go. All right. That looks better. I'm going to go put this over here.
All fluffy. Unpacked.
Yeah, that looks so much better. So now we can add our egg. You can beat the egg beforehand if you want to.
Now be careful with that plate, Mom.
I just like to incorporate the egg and the sugar together first. And my kitchen is fairly cool, so I'm not too worried about this. Oh, this already... You can see the baking soda already doing its job, which is pretty cool.
It looks like peanut butter.
Yeah. Because, like I said, it doesn't need another acid. We don't need another acid. Nope. I just added some vanilla to it, about a teaspoon. And now that is ready to go. I'm going to test this. And it is actually already body temperature. So I'm just going to go ahead and slowly drizzle it in. And I need a stabilizer. All right. Go. Stabilize you, bowl. All right.
That'll work.
Yeah, it should. So we are just going to go ahead and slowly... It's life. That's life. Yep. You just pick yourself up and get back in the race, right?
Yeah, pretty much. All you can do.
Pick yourself up and get back in the race. That's life. Yep. This is looking great. All right. And I really like this particular beater because it's got silicone on it, so it's a little bit like a pot scraper, as well as I can do better than that, though. I'm gonna grab a spatula.
Good idea.
All right. And we are all in there.
For scraping the bowl down.
We are all in there. And that looks fabulous. So, super good.
Super swagger.
This is Danish whisk. And
this is the Danish whisk territory.
it is perfect for this. Anytime you have a thick batter, like a cookie dough or a bread, that requires a little bit of, getting in there, but without your stuff getting too stuck. This is a good thing to use. I'm adding chocolate chips to this. And yeah, this is a good stage to do your add-in because it folds in. And see how thick it already is? I mean, kaboom, you are there, baby. So now all you gotta do, you can let this rest if you want to, or you can bake it straight up. I think I am going to just bake it straight up. And I've already got my oven preheated. This is a different brand of parchment paper than I'm used to. It's, I don't know if I should say something about it on video, but it cracks me up, the name. So.
If you care.
If you care. Which, I mean, it's just funny to me. It's like, oh, if that's your real name, even if that is your, how do you say that?
If that even is your real name.
Yeah, assuming that's your real name. Yeah. So we are going to just, I just kind of do like a free-form shape. And we're going to put this on the sheet. Okay. Oops.
Oh,
Oh
the plop.
no. You can also just shape them with your hands if you want to, if they're clean,
Nice plop.
Yes. Plop, plop.
Plopping.
This dough is just, it's the right texture. You can just use your hands. Like, you don't have to fiddle with spoons like a pressy press. You can just use your hands. All right. And this is a half sheet pan that I have here. Hopefully they won't spread out too much. Yeah. I think I'm only going to do 9. Just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, probably better.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to start these off. And we will be back in about... I'm going to bake these for about 12 minutes at 350 in the oven. So we'll be back when those are done. So we're back. These baked... so I made a couple of different sizes of these because when I made the really big ones, they were really big. Because, yeah,
they spread out a bit.
They spread because they are, the toffee goodness that they are. And I should have known that. And should have told you that in the beginning. And now I know. No. They spread a lot because there's a lot of butter and a lot of sugar in them.
Like I said.
But they, they smell really good. They baked at 350 for, the larger ones baked for 12 minutes. The smaller ones, I just kind of broke the larger size in half and got more cookies out. I would recommend baking them at this size because they're pretty rich. And so this was probably about half a tablespoon, well, maybe about a tablespoon of cookie dough altogether. Because I think that the balls that I made before were probably about 2 tablespoons.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And so, yeah, these are just, they're still soft, but they're also very toffee-like. And I'm going to try one now.
You could fold them into the...
You could also, you could do things like fold them into ice cream if you wanted to. They're not going to win any beauty contests, but...
They're damn delicious.
Oh my God! Yeah, they're really, really good. Yeah. Wow. So the brown butter really comes through on these. And the little bit of extra milk solids that we put in them. Yes. Yes, indeed.
Give me more.
Give me more. Except they're pretty rich, so like one will do ya. Like if you have a crowd that you want to really impress with taste and not necessarily looks. These are your guys. So yeah, make these and
you will not be.
You won't be disappointed. If you want pretty cookies, I'll make some of those for you sometime too. But these are just the ugly ducklings that became the beautiful swan in your mouth. Enjoy. And like, share, subscribe. I'll see you next time, babies.
Oh no, Mom.
Oh, it's going to be fine. And I'm gonna add in some chocolate chip cookies to this.
Chocolate chip cookies into the chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah, chocolate chip cookies into the chocolate chip cookie. And my rubber spatula is still over there.
Your rubber spatula is right here, Mom.
If we want these to be a dozen, which I think I might get that many out.
I think you could.
Yeah. And it will be fine.
There.
So I'm just gonna do 4 rows of 3 here.
Do it, Daddy.
Whoa.
Write it crazy style.
Okay then. And I think this will make a dozen.
Yippee!